we're the ones complaining. Oh, they're giving us too much good content
we're
to
gonna
watch.
see
It's
it
overwhelming.
regardless, but it's he's taking away the option to do it at free will.
How dare they come up with great quality TV shows that have the same budget as a movie? But going back to the Disney Plus stuff, there's a lot going on with Disney Plus currently. There is all those. One moment, people. We actually have one of our hosts showing up, so we'll let him come upstairs. We'll be right back. All right. Sorry for that interruption. Devontae showed up. He's able to come in a little bit earlier than he thought, which is awesome. We were discussing about all the stuff going on with the Marvel Disney Plus shows. One of the things was that Kevin Feige confirmed you will need to watch Disney Plus shows to get the whole picture when it comes to the future of the MCU. So their fear is coming true.
Yes, mine is specifically.
Yeah, well,
tragic.
Is his as well.
Yeah.
That's a lot of content.
Yeah, God, man, it's gonna be such a pain in the behind. I can't stand it.
Did they go into details on how in depth this would be? Like, will you have to watch one episode or like a whole season?
So, one thing that he said was that the Disney Loki show will be connected to the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness movie. So that's one way that if you don't see the Loki show, you might miss something that's going on Doctor Strange too.
See, it's fine when it worked one way, that like things that were happening in the TV shows were direct fallout of the movies.
Right.
Right. So you
Agents
could
of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, you could continue on if you wanted to. But now I'm required to watch a TV show in order to be informed about a movie.
It doesn't bother me because I'm going to watch it regardless.
Yeah, but
I'm one of those guys.
Who's okay with that amount of content consumption?
Me.
But even if it was two things that I love to death, maybe. But that ain't the case here. You know what I'm saying? And I love Loki as a villain, and I love Doctor Strange. He's one of my favorite heroes. But you're forcing it on me.
Exactly. That's my problem, too.
We don't necessarily know that it's Loki himself that would be connected. It could be like a connection to Nightmare. It could be Loki messing around with stuff, and he has a run-in with Nightmare.
I mean, Loki literally ran off with the Tesseract.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I'm pretty sure it has something to do with Loki.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
Right.
I'm sure they'll have a run-in.
Especially if for that Loki show they do something really important to me, which is they let Loki catch up on the history that Loki is missing.
Yes.
The fact that he fixed his relationship with his brother, the fact that he sacrificed himself to save Asgard.
Well, that Loki probably wouldn't understand why he did any of those things.
But it's important that in his show he gets to know that that's true, that a version of him did do these things.
Yeah.
Because that Loki, it's the same thing with Loki in the first Thor movie, which is the reason why I love the first Thor movie so much. Loki isn't actually a villain.
No, he's not. He's misunderstood.
He's misunderstood, and he wants to be heroic. He wants to be accepted as a traditional Asgardian, and a version of him got that ending.
Yes.
As a hero of Asgard. And I think it's so important that the Loki that ran off with the Tesseract knows that version of him exists.
Yes.
So that's
even though he tried to essentially destroy the Earth.
Well, yes, but that's because he was acting out. I mean,
I know that,
yeah,
but
yeah.
he still was. Of course, he doesn't view Midgard the same way Thor does.
Right.
He just views them as ants.
Right. He's more he cares more about Asgard than Midgard.
Yeah, but Asgard viewed him as a hero at the end of the day.
Yeah.
In that version.
Tisk.
I know it. That's the way the cookie crumbles, and he found out that the Earthlings aren't so much of ants as he thought. Especially when he met the Hulk.
Puny man.
What do you have? We have a Hulk. A what?
Man, Tom Hiddleston just does a great job of the role.
Yes, and it's so hilarious that he tried to be Thor. Like, have you ever watched his audition tape for Thor? It's hilarious. He was never going to be Thor. But he's a perfect for Loki.
No, I think that he can be Thor as long as he shapeshifts into him.
Yes, that's the only time it works.
So where do we go from here as far as how we consume our content for Marvel? Because
We
You
pay
get
a lot of-
Disney Plus.
We play a lot of money, and
Yeah.
we become exhausted, and we burn out. That's exactly how
but
this works.
the
This
TV
is
shows are
killing
not
me.
like it's not like binging because they don't come out with it all at once like Netflix. It'll be once a week.
But we're gonna burn out. Like
I'm not-
I know for a fact I'm going to burn out because
I mean, I guess that could be true because I'm burnt out really, 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 really hard on Arrowverse.
yeah,
Yeah, because they have too many dang TV shows.
and they're all interconnected, and you have to prepare for all of it for Crisis.
Yes, and that's what I've been doing. Dear God, I'm getting tired of watching all this. I just finished the last event series.
Okay, so take that experience.
Yes.
And now prepare for Marvel to
But
do
the
the same.
writing is so much better for Marvel compared to Arrowverse.
Okay, so it's just going to take longer, but you're going to burn out. This is the problem, man.
I know. That's too much. There might finally be something that I won't be interested in watching with Marvel.
like imagine a big Marvel movie comes out in like let's say phase 6, 7.
Yeah.
You have to watch 4 TV shows, read 3 comics, and then watch the movie to understand exactly what's going on.
Well, you better believe I won't be reading any of the comics. Because I've never liked any of the comics they've tried to make that connect to the movies.
This is a horrible thing that's happening.
I'm looking forward to some of the Disney Plus shows.
Which is fine in
Yeah.
and of itself. But
Like
the fact-
She-Hulk, I'm totally looking forward to.
Yeah, and I love Jennifer Walters. I do,
Yeah.
to death. But the problem is that like for the next Hulk movie, or if there is a next Hulk movie, does it require me to have watched 2 seasons of She-Hulk?
We will never get
Exactly.
a Hulk movie.
It's
Like
like
next movie involving the Hulk.
I don't think it will. I
Taken
think that one will
away-
be one that doesn't have to.
Well, she has to involve the Hulk in her
Yeah.
show.
Oh, of course. But I'm just saying.
And with Kevin Feige
But his
acting like
involvement
this,
with her, I don't think it'll affect him in the future.
he turns somebody into the Hulk. It does affect him. I mean,
get-
it's core to his character. He literally turned another person
I know,
into
but
what
you know
he
I,
is.
You know what I mean, though. Like if we don't watch She-Hulk and we go see an Avengers movie, it's not like the most they might do is reference the fact that he has a cousin that's She-Hulk now.
Okay, so take a second here. Do you remember? I think it's Luke Cage season 2
Yeah.
when Danny Rand just suddenly appears
Yeah.
and is speaking to Luke, and he's just like, "Oh yeah, I've gotten it down packed. You know, I've changed. I've calmed down. Embraced
Yeah.
my inner woo." I'm like, where did that happen? I didn't see it. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Okay, that
And so
makes
you
sense.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it happened in another show.
Right.
not good, Tim.
Yeah.
It's not good.
It doesn't bother me, but I'm sure it
course,
will
okay.
down the road.
But look at it this way.
General-
Feige's taking away your ability to casually watch this show. He's giving you a deadline. When this movie comes out, you need to watch
He's-
this,
yeah.
this, and this.
He's making it to where you think you have to have Disney Plus, which they're doing that on purpose.
We deserve the right to control our media consumption. I do not need to be required to do anything.
Exactly.
If you want to sell it to me as a bundle, you can sell it to me as a bundle. But the fact that I am going to be missing important context if I don't go and pay for this subscription and watch this.
It might not be as important as we're thinking, though. He might be
But
just
if
trying
it
to hype it
is-
up.
If it is, and
Yeah.
we watch that movie without watching the show,
I think a better example would be like a character like Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel is clearly going to be in one of the Marvel movies down the road, and if you don't see her show, you're going to miss out a lot about her character.
Yep.
But it could be just like when people went to go see the Avengers. Some people didn't see the movies before, but they were totally okay with that. They still enjoyed the Avengers for what it was.
At the very least, you watch the Avengers movies before it. If you
Yeah.
if you jumped into Avengers Infinity War without having watched any previous Avengers movie,
No, I have a coworker, and her son hadn't seen any of the Avengers movies or any of the Marvel movies, and she wanted to go take him to see Endgame. Hadn't seen any of it because he'd been wanting to see Endgame. He'd been wanting to see it because all of his friends were going to see it, and I said, please let him watch some of the other movies before you go take him.
at least watch Infinity War.
Yeah, and so they ended up watching Infinity War before they went to go see Endgame. So they never understood the importance, the impact of Endgame. So
This
there
is
are
what
general
I'm-
consumers
This
like
is
that.
what I'm saying, Tim.
Yeah, but general
People
consumers doesn't
don't
bother them.
know.
But it doesn't bother them because they're not us.
It's an entirely different movie if you know what's going on.
Yes.
okay, but those people are not the core consumers of Marvel.
Exactly.
But they're the ones that are gonna go get Disney Plus because of all the old Disney movies.
They make us look good.
Yeah, they do. We're the ones complaining. Oh, they're giving us too much good content
we're
to
gonna
watch.
see
It's
it
overwhelming.
regardless, but it's he's taking away the
Ugh.
option to do it at free will.
How dare they come up with great quality TV shows that have the same budget as a movie?
Maybe somebody doesn't like Moon Knight.
Who doesn't like Moon Knight?
I could argue I didn't like Moon Knight at first.
He's a lunatic.
He grew on
Well,
me.
yeah, but I mean,
And not like in the quirky
Nice,
Deadpool
funny way, yeah.
No, yeah, he's a legit a raving lunatic.
yeah. And with that writer that they picked, I think they're. We didn't get to tell you, but one of the people that worked on the Umbrella Academy is
Writing for Moon Knight.
yeah,
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. See, immediate approval.
yeah,
Okay.
But regardless, maybe there's somebody who doesn't like Moon Knight.
yeah, I guess.
And if they don't like Moon Knight and they don't have any interest in it, like
Well, I mean, that's a good point. There's characters that you don't like that we like
Right.
like both of us are totally cool with Miss Marvel.
right? I mean, and so here's my thing. And the only reason why I'm watching the Ms. Marvel, Disney Plus show is because I hope that it's
It's because you're using my account.
well that too, but
Weird flex, but okay.
well, it's not like I want to support Disney in any way. So first off,
Yeah, so it's not him. It's his way of not supporting them, but still seeing their content.
you require it of me. It's the same thing with Star Wars that's coming up here. If you didn't buy me a ticket, I wouldn't see that movie.
Man, I heard some stuff about Star Wars, and I'm scared now.
Oh man, don't.
Look, that's
We'll
also
save that for another time.
yeah, that's also in the cinematic universe. We're gonna save it for like the week before the movie comes out.
Yes.
But regardless, my point being is like Shang-Chi,
Yeah.
right? Shang-Chi took one of my favorite Iron Man villain and is running off with it, and I don't want to watch his show.
They might have him connected to Iron Man.
Could be.
Okay, I give you a good example. Black Panther 2.
Yeah.
Rumored arch nemesis of Black Panther is Namor for this
Namor.
movie.
Yeah, that's what
Let's
everybody's
say-
heard.
Nobody knows anything about Namor. Namor hasn't been in anything thus far.
Right.
The mutants aren't even here yet.
Exactly.
Well,
So,
he could be the introduction for that.
let's say Feige picks a random show. It's like, I'm going to throw Namor in one episode. Now you got to watch this whole season to
You don't
find this
have to.
episode to find out who Namor is as a person before you see Black Panther 2.
But you don't have to.
Okay.
You, as a person that wants to know every single thing, has to.
No.
It has a different effect on the movie for you, though.
Yeah.
Well, we're not getting the full experience, is what he's saying.
Yeah.
But look, what I'm saying is that here are the two issues that you have here. One,
Mm-hmm.
either
Mm-hmm.
their target consumer has no idea about any of this,
Right.
so they're incentivized to learn from watching these shows,
Right.
or, which I believe the second option is correct here, we're the target consumer.
Yeah.
We already know all of this,
Yes.
and they still hide out important plot details
Yes.
and crap we don't care about.
Yep.
So that's my thing. So who's the target consumer? Is it the horde of masses that don't have any idea who Namor is as a character?
Yes. Yes, I think it is.
You think that's who they're targeting? Because I think
Yes.
they should be targeting
Because
us.
there's so many more of them than there are of us.
But you still need a target audience. If you happen to go mainstream and pull a bunch of people, that's
but
great.
the MCU is mainstream.
Now.
Yeah.
Now,
It
but
wasn't.
Iron Man 1 surely wasn't aimed in that
no,
direction.
no, it wasn't.
So,
And because they knew that they had to, target it towards their loyal fans in that point.
and so
They forget when they're high and mighty who they're supposed to target towards. That's all I'm.
right. So this is why we're in disapproval, is that
Yes.
they are abandoning us to go, feed off those people.
Another
I really
scenario.
have no issue with it until I see, because we haven't seen it put into practice yet.
True.
So we don't know to what extent it's connected. Because they tried to say with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was going to affect the movies. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. did not affect the movies one bit. So, I mean, of course, it's different now. Kevin Feige's in a high position over at Marvel itself, so could very well actually affect the movies. But
We're going to get an Agents of S.W.O.R.D. now.
I hope
mean,
not.
Technically, we already have the foundation for Sword.
Yeah.
Because we have Captain Marvel. So
Well, and we also know that Nick Fury was on what we would assume would be the Sword,
It is what it is.
yeah.
base.
So
Who knows?
And then we're not just going to have Agents of Sword. We're also going to do Agents of Helm. We're going to do Agents of Armor. We're going to do Agents of Hammer. We're going to be like, all right, we're going to hit every freaking, special
It's too
agency
much content,
anagram.
Tim. It's
There-
too much. And
there-
like, okay, another scenario. Let's say we didn't pre-order the streaming service. The price goes up.
Oh,
Now
no,
we
no.
have-
You're about to get caught by that because look at comics.
Yeah.
Remember when comics used to be $2.99?
Oh man, that was so cheap.
So if I had to buy,
Now it's like $8 almost.
it's $7.99.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I was sitting here back in the beautiful days of $2.99 for a comic book, and I had to read 10 intertwined books for this event.
Yeah,
Okay, cool. Here's $30. I can catch up the entire event. It's like buying an omnibus, right?
yeah.
But now, in order to do that same
costs
thing,
like $150 almost nowadays.
now, are you prepared for that in the form of visual TV?
Or if they do anything else besides Disney Plus or the movies, then I'm out. But if it's Disney Plus, sure, I'm
Okay,
gonna have
so-
that
so-
streaming service.
So you're here at the threshold. I'm just
Yeah.
letting you know that when it crossed, we were right
Yeah.
because it's going to cross. They never stop.
If they do something to where you have to pay for some other service or I have to read the comic books, I'm not down for
I just
it.
point you to Star Wars. I'm going to point you at Star Wars and watch Disney do the same thing here with Marvel. Because you remember, Star Wars, they erased all of the EU, and then they put The Force Awakens out, which is a 30-year time skip between the last movie.
Yeah,
And
they got a book and they got the comics.
And in order to get 30 years, Han and Leia's wedding.
But I don't care to know all that stuff. I'm
But-
fine with just watching the movies.
But are you sure you're going to care to know about it in Marvel? Look at how much we just thought about speculating for the
I
Thunderbolts.
mean, it's true that I am much more passionate about Marvel.
When they throw out the Thunderbolts roster and you're wondering how these people got to be here and it's inside content,
It's true.
that's what I'm saying.
I mean, because they are going to be pulling from different older movies and And-
Right. So
Yeah.
what's happened to Zemo in the last 10 years? Has it been 10 years since this movie?
no, it's not been that long since Civil War. It's been probably like 5 years.
5 years. My point.
Yeah.
What's Zemo been doing? Was Zemo
well,
snapped?
we find that, and this is going to make your point more valid. We're going to find out with the Falcon and Winter Soldier show.
So there's already two.
I know, but I
His
don't.
hand is in your pocket, Tim.
Will you let Kevin Feige stay there? You might love the man. I respect him.
Yeah.
But can you stand to have his hand that deep into your pocket?
He made us subs. I don't want to be a sub.
Y'all are making me rethink everything about life right now.
It's a perspective, Tim.
I
I'm
know.
not knocking that you like it. I'm just saying.
Also, with the Disney Plus stuff, we found out that Hawkeye's TV show was actually originally supposed to be a movie. So, to further y'all's point, they're really trying to bank in on that Disney Plus to make people use their service.
It's going to be integral.
I got something
So
to say.
remember that for every $13 you spend on a movie, you're going to spend 2 months of what? How much is it per month for Plus?
I don't know. I bought it for 3 years.
Yeah, I know. But the actual standard price for people who didn't
Weird
hop
flex,
onto the
but okay.
yeah, right.
Well, I got okay.
No,
So all you had to do
He
was
bandwagoned faster than anyone else.
I jumped in on that before you could jump in on that.
He secured it though, because if the price does go up, you're good.
Yeah.
This is also the reason why I'm using his.
So they had a deal after they announced the price and when it was coming out during their D23 event. All you had to do was sign up for the D23 website, and you paid for 2 years and you get 1 year for free. I mean, me and Stacey already know that we're going to be using Disney Plus, so we might as well save $70.
Yes, and like I said, I was aware of this.
Yes.
I wasn't supporting Disney. So,
I know.
But regardless, my point remains. Tim,
Yes,
come on.
I'm sorry.
Okay. We're going to let it go, but I'm just pointing it out.
Do we know the runtimes for these shows? Because I've been watching Asian television, and their shows are like an hour, 20 minutes.
Sometimes it's like almost 2 hours for some of their shows. For
Yeah.
the Asian,
Oh, yeah.
like Korean shows.
I don't
yeah.
want-
Well, no,
Especially
no.
the first episode.
Well-
the first episode's always really long.
Well, it depends on what type you're looking at, right?
Yeah.
Because like if you're looking at Kokawa, which is a big Korean popular production studio,
Yeah.
they're strictly like 30 to 33 minutes an episode. But if you're looking at some of the Chinese TV shows, especially like Wuxia and some of their longer Chinese dramas, easily between 45 to an hour and 30.
I feel like for and we'll know for sure with, I think The Mandalorian will give us a good idea how long the Marvel TV shows will be. I feel like they'll be hour long. And they'll be like 8 episodes or 10 episodes a season.
I can deal with that.
Yeah, because in fact, I know how long the Obi-Wan Kenobi episodes are going to be. Ian McGregor said it's an hour long for like 8 episodes.
Mm. See, the one thing I have with the long form is that we just don't get enough episodes. I do appreciate the hour-long individual episodes, but they always stop somewhere between like 8 and 13.
Well, his look on it was it was originally supposed to be just a movie anyway, so you're getting way more time with him,
screen time,
and he's
out of it.
getting way more to play that character because he's always loved Obi-Wan, so he's excited.
I mean, I'm not knocking it. I
'Cause
just
it's
like
clearly just going to be an event series.
I've always been my perfect like viewing range has always been 30-hour-long episodes or 60 30-minute long episodes.
The issue with when they do this stuff is sometimes because they're not setting up this stuff sometimes as a TV show. They are trying to set up a movie and then and try to make it into a TV show.
Yeah, and then it gets reformatted.
Yeah,
And this
so
is where you
like
end up
the
with this-
Defenders, there was a whole episode where they just sat in a Chinese restaurant.
and talk with stick.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were clearly running out of ideas to keep it going for 8 episodes.
Look, all I gotta say about it is that Game of Thrones is a perfect example of what taught me about short seasons, long episodes. Not a fan. Game of Thrones killed me with that because functionally you got 8 weeks of like high content intensity,
Right.
and stuff still felt like it was missing. Content was missing.
Hey, but you got to admit that when the Koreans and the Chinese, when they make their hour-long shows, they pack in content with their stuff.
Yeah, okay, but that's laudable for them. But we're
Yeah.
talking about the failures of American television.
I know. I'm just saying that they need to model after them.
And if they did, where I could watch 70 30-minute episodes, I'd be living high right now. But that ain't happening over
Yeah,
here.
because some of the shows over in Korea, they show it more than one day a week.
Twice
Yeah.
a week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One day and then the day following.
Yep.
And their seasons are either like 2 16-episode seasons split. Like Arnthal Chronicles was that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a direct split.
And that's only if the show is really popular. Like
Right.
it's very
Arnthal was
rare for
great.
it's very rare for their shows to get a second season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because realistically, they're fully wrapped up. Like
Yeah.
most Kokawa series are just like
They wrap
one
them
and
up.
done. Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole story's been covered here.
One of the few shows that I was really glad it got a second season that was a Korean show was Hello My 20s.
Yeah.
And they definitely had a lot of open-ended stuff.
So we're over here in like the foreign branch, even though
Sorry,
I-
it's just
no,
it's
no,
just
no, no.
showing how they're good at.
right, no, because we're using it as a direct comparison to what we expect out of Disney Plus and these Marvel TV shows.
Because they know how to wrap things up with their shows.
But I do want to mention that I recommended that there be a foreign segment,
Yes.
and we never got to add that.
Well, the Taco Talk is.
No,
I know what you're saying because
yeah.
it focuses on anime and
and
stuff
that's
like
still
that.
pretty American at this point.
Yeah.
I feel you, Dave.
Yeah.
Just saying,
Yeah.
because there's some great Chinese TV I could be recommending right now.
It's really.
Korean as well.
I know, but it's really hard to
Like
get-
engage people.
engage people
I
in
know.
that.
It's the same reason I got shut down originally. I'm just
I
sad.
know. It's just a lot of people don't watch that.
They should.
Yes, they should, but it's starting to become a bigger thing
No,
in America. China,
it is a bigger thing.
yeah.
Oh, that's because China's invading everything. But regardless,
Well, not even China. Korea. K-dramas is what really came onto the scene in America
Yeah.
before the Chinese dramas.
Thanks to Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix helped a
Vicky,
lot.
Drama Fever.
Yeah.
Yeah, Drama Fever, rest in peace.
It lived a good life and it did a great deed.
Yes, it did its job.
But hey, my point being is that while these things eventually become maybe like a year or two down the podcast, there'll be room for me.
Yeah. Once we grow some more, I mean, we're growing pretty fast. We already got 300 subscribers. I mean, you know.
Yeah, by the
we're
way, I
getting
don't know
there.
if you heard that. You should be like, I'm personally thanking all the people out there that are having us, giving us the view time and also
Yes.
taking out the time to
and
just
and
hit that
whoever
subscribe
bought me
button.
this statue, I don't know who you are, but I love you.
By the way, this thing is amazing.
Yes.
And we're giant CD Projekt Red fans here, and someone sent it in, and technically it does belong to Tim, which is
Yes.
okay. But I like to consider myself a partial owner. So whoever sent this out, we appreciate you deeply.
And
And
just look at the moss on the tree. Like, good Lord, the
And-
artist, whoever you are. I mean,
like did some actual work. It looks hand painted. I
Yeah.
think it is hand
I'm
painted.
pretty sure I looked it up. It is hand painted.
It's a work of beauty right here. This is
Yes.
Ronan Geralt.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
If it was CD Projekt Red, I love y'all, And thank you.
And we did pay for this statue because we've all pre-ordered
Yes.
Cyberpunk.
I pre-ordered Cyberpunk Collector's Edition,
Yeah.
so there will be another CD Projekt Red statue in April.
Yes.
So I can't wait.
All right. That's enough gushing.
Yes, sorry. I think this is a good stopping point for the Disney Plus stuff. I think we will actually move on to one more movie, comic book related